Oh hey there, I didn't see you there. My name is Blake, also known as the Nerd, and can I be like one of the million people that says, "Holy sweet mother merciful of Cali, I love me my freaking Nintendo Switch!" It feels like every time I see new games and exciting features on the Nintendo Switch, I can't help but get even more excited for its ever-growing rise to the top of the console industry. Tons of developers, both big and small, are eager to jump on board to show the games off to a console truly meant for home and on-the-go use. However, this console seems to lack a certain rhythm game I've come to appreciate and enjoy for a while now. One that gives a nice challenge, while being enjoyable to play each time I turn it on. And one that has been a valiant effort between fans, musicians, and Sega. That, my friends, would be the Hatsune Miku Project DIVA series. For months, the question has popped into my head numerous times, and each time gets louder and clearer. Can we expect to see and play a Project DIVA game on the Switch within its timeline? Is it even possible at this point? My answer to this question, though some might be concerned, it is definitely a huge possibility. So huge in fact that I'd be shocked if we didn't even get a Mirai title within the Switch's life. This console has seen massive amounts of support in games, even those that seemed like a dream to the fans of Nintendo, so there should be no limits to the series calling the Switch a second home. Now I would make statements that haven't been said before, but I'd also be lying if I said these didn't come from another Miku video I made that was extremely similar to this one. So I'll be using that video as a reference a couple times, since my thoughts and reasonings are still relevant even to this day, despite the video being odd and outdated. I mean, the NX title should obviously give that away automatically. The rest of that video will not be covered, so I will provide a link in the description below and a card on the top right corner where you can hear those thoughts and opinions. The first segment of that video covered how Sega and Nintendo have had a great relationship, even to the point where their mascot Hedgehog appeared, for the most part, exclusively on Nintendo consoles. Now, I'm not entirely sure there actually was a contract involved, but there definitely was a partnership, and that seemed to fade out since the most recent Sonic games have released on multiple platforms. Can't really say that it's a dimming light since the games that were exclusive were not so great. And while there wasn't a deal between these two and Project Mirai, Nintendo seems to support the game very well. There have been special events, a 30% discount on the game 2 Januaries in a row, and even an interview conducted by Mr. Iwata himself. Sony, you may want to step up your Miku game here. I mean, don't get me wrong, DLC is good, DLC is great, but where's the monthly discounts, bro? And the best part? That support is still there, even if it isn't as strong as it used to be. The discounts I mentioned earlier is a great way to get newer fans and 3DS owners to experience the series. And for many, it's their only game in the series. A game on the Switch would feel right at home for those people, given the fact that they already have the console anyway. I also mentioned in that video that Nintendo had targeted mature gamers with games like Fire Emblem and Bayonetta, while focusing on casual players. However, that's where the problem with that video lies. It was uploaded at a time when Nintendo primarily focused on the casual and family markets and put their hardcore fans almost dead last. You could tell by their ads that they were confident in that market. And how well did that turn out? Well, it cost a big toe on the company to the point of near doom. The Nintendo Switch, on the other hand, has made a huge success because it focused more on the hardcore and expert gamers, with some casual stuff sprinkled here and there, but luckily not as much. Even the ads have a more mature feeling than those of the Wii U just by looking at them. And it's that focus alone that the console has seen so many good games. On top of that, there have been a plethora of games that focus on that side, and it's been giving us some that would never have been possible otherwise. And the DIVA games fit into that category of games. It's not meant to be casual like DDR or Rock Band. It's meant to be a hardcore challenge to an audience that can handle that type of challenge, and having it on the console that already has a ton is too good to pass up on. Now, I've said plenty of good statements about Project DIVA's possible appearance, but are there flaws that could make it non-existent? Well, no. At least, not officially. There has been one speculation that has been going online for years. Even I have heard this numerous of times whenever I say this on every site, and at one point, I almost believed it. It's said that Sony and Sega have made it so that the Project DIVA series is exclusive to their consoles and no other. Excuse me, what? And yet, you could have said the same thing for Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and Kingdom Hearts, as they were all at one point PlayStation exclusive. Crash and Spyro would later be bought by Activision, making them multi-platform series, with the Insane Trilogy making its way onto the Switch later on this year, and Spyro returning to PS4 alongside Xbox One, and Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced to release on Xbox One alongside the PlayStation 4. These were decisions made by the companies in charge of the games, not Sony, to gain more profit and give fans who don't own a PS4 a chance to experience these games themselves. And believe it or not, the Project DIVA series was also going to have a game on the 3DS. You guys remember Project Mirai DX? In interviews, Iwata Asks and the 2012 Game Graphics CG Worldbook, the team attempted to implement models from the Project DIVA games into the system, but was changed to the Nandroid style to better fit the resolution of the 3DS at the time. Thus Project Mirai was developed instead. It's sad to see a planned main series edition end up becoming a spin-off, but it's interesting to hear that they were passionate about expanding the series to other consoles. Now we have a console that has way better resolution that they can work with to make that change concept into a reality. So if this were to actually happen, what game would they bring onto the Switch? Well, they could bring DIVA X to introduce users to the games and the Vocaloids, or they can make an entirely new DIVA game that could be sold both on the Switch and the PS4, or just the Switch itself. However, I feel that the best game to bring onto Nintendo Switch would be Future Tone. Finally, the thumbnail comes full circle. Think about it for a sec. There are a good number of songs in the game that already have been in Project Mirai and other games on the Switch, including Just Dance and Voice. Is that how you pronounce that title? That is a really confusing title, with many that haven't even stepped foot on anything Nintendo. It also has a lot of great additional content that can be added into the game for free, DX style. The game is mostly the rhythm aspect, allowing anyone wanting to give it a go to jump right in, and fans a way to play it on the go. And it's considered to be one of the best in the Project DIVA series. Plus, January discount anyone? Would the PS4 see a loss in this? Of course not. As I mentioned before, it would be a way for Sega to gain more profit with the franchise, while giving those who haven't played it a chance to experience what those who have played it have experienced. I guess the final question now I ask is, can we expect this in the future? I feel like we have to, and it needs to happen while the Switch is alive and popular. It's not hard now, but in the dwindling years, it may be harder and harder. E3 is just around the corner, so there's still time, and this would be a good surprise to many fans of the console, or just the series. And even if it doesn't happen anytime this year or within the next 2 years, the Switch will most likely be around for a very long time. I guess only time can tell us where the Miku party ends up.
But at the end of the day, it's only my opinion. But what do you guys think about my opinion in this video? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm crazy for coming up with something like this? Or do you think I'm a crusty old crab from the Krusty Krab? Let me know in the comment section below, and don't be afraid to start a conversation. I honestly love reading your guys' comments, and I love reading conversations. I think that's what makes making videos such a beautiful thing. With that being said though, I'm gonna continue playing my Nintendo Switch. In the meanwhile, I'll also wait for games like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Bayonetta 3, Shovel Knight. Wait, I think Shovel Knight's already on the Nintendo Switch. What else is there? I guess I'll go back to playing a little bit of Mario Odyssey 2 while I'm at it, alongside waiting for those other games. But most importantly, I'm waiting for Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That is a true gem right there.